Hello. So I would first like to invite everyone to soak up this lush and beautifully heart-centering pool of green on your screen. This is, in fact, the island of Yakushima in Japan. Population about 13,000, spread across 26 towns and villages with a handful of elementary schools, some junior high schools, and one high school. It's a rising star in the ecotourism world, but it is faced with one big problem. As you can hear directly from residents themselves, I think their worried faces speak volumes, but apparently grade school teachers have a lack of knowledge and flexibility to address the climate crisis in the classroom. Students feel a mind-bogglingly disconnected feeling and a heavy sense of doom towards the climate crisis. Their parents are also just lost about climate action, and even the private sector sees how the trajectory of the island's activity and development is on a downward slope. So seems to us that we have three heavily compartmentalized sectors of society here on the island. First is the general community. Second are businesses in the private sector. And third is a strict and uninspiring educational system. But in fact, these three sectors actually share the common thread of climate action and awareness, which is where our solution to this problem comes in. Bam. Next slide, please. So in short, our challenge is to equip youth adequately to take climate action, and our solution fosters the relevant practical knowledge for action, as well as a more fundamentally essential cultivation of altruistic care towards nature and community. And our solution itself is the CARE Club. Climate action reaches everyone.
The CARE Club is a multidimensional sustainability research and community center located on the ecotourism hub of Yakushima, Japan. We offer custom-tailored EST consultancy services to local municipal schools, nature-based intergenerational community activities, and co-creative spaces and facilities for community climate action, research, and knowledge sharing. We are looking at working alongside an existing environmental center on the island that will be co-sponsored by municipality. Our key stakeholders are the schools, the research partners, municipal board, and the common businesses.
So what does the CARE Club offer to each stakeholder?
Uh-oh, Maddie, I think we lost you.
Maddie, we can't hear you.
Hello, sorry. Hello?
Can hear you now.
Okay,
Continue.
so sorry. So first, CARE Club offers to schools ready to adapt action-oriented modules that use our space and partnerships for research. So this can take the form of a module titled Food, Environment, and Economy. So this module could be sponsored by the Agricultural Association and teach students about food sovereignty, consumption, and the island's agribusinesses. Students can study on islander grocery consumption habits or work at the Community Garden at Center. What we aim to do here is to impart concrete understandings of the islands working for students and to catalyze sustainable consumption habits thinking in students, teachers, their households, and the wider community, thus creating a ripple effect. Secondly, what we offer to the local and global community is intergenerational weekend activities for holistic ecotourism. Now, as we mentioned, we are building on already existing cultural environment center, and they already have these kinds of trips and activities to offer. But what we want to emphasize is really the engagement with youth and the emphasis on climate action. So this can take the form of community garden activities, workshops that incorporate art and dance, enhanced nature trail tours where students will really feel that they can do climate action at a local level. Next, we have what we offer to local businesses. what we're giving them is a sustainability boost. So through our center, businesses can sponsor research projects relevant to their industry and also make them more sustainable visibly in the community. This will also give them the opportunity to lead systems thinking knowledge building for students. And overall, this will hopefully make businesses, local businesses, more sustainable and integrate them into the local community.
Right. Thank you, Mati. So we are looking at a 4-year timeline, which will start from setting up. So start from doing the groundwork, from setting up our partnerships with partners, collaborators, experts, securing government yes and approvals, taking the municipal permissions. Then we'll move on to the building up PR and some buzz around the center. What is coming up? What will be the impact of this? Why you should partner with us? Second year, we'll move into the construction, the pilot run of the entire module and the program. In the third year, we look at the launch and the implementation of our modules. So we'll have a grand opening with ambassadors coming in, various stakeholders getting involved, their bites, their community action. And the fourth level is the evaluation and expansion. We will be publishing reports, the studies that took place, the researches that took place in the center, what has been the final outcome of it, how the businesses have been impacted, what were the findings of the sustainability audits that we did with the businesses at these schools at various partner levels.
So now looking at the challenges and risks, our center will have a lot of multi-stakeholder activities. So we put into consideration the following challenges: considerations of justice and equity, centering community needs, and an overall trying to sustain long-term partnerships with all stakeholders, specifically the schools. So how we're going to do this is to encourage dialogue within stakeholders and participants. Importantly, we also have the co-creation aspect in the second year, where we'll be actively incorporating what they want the space to be and what they want modules to look like, to hopefully buy them in and onboard them into our center. We're also looking at accessibility and funding issues for this kind of educational program. Accessibility-wise, we are already looking at continuing the current fee system of the center, which makes entry quite affordable, discounts for students and local residents, but placing a fee on the extra activities and tours. Now for funding, we're looking at getting grants for construction and initial recruitment from national government, specifically their ESD grants and SDG, also sharing economy grants and community revitalization. We're also looking at municipal and prefectural grants within their educational budget. And Yakushima Center itself already has a foundation which we can solicit funding from. Moving onwards, the business model can also be sustained by the fees from the activities and tours we will be able to offer.
So this is our theory of change. In the entire 4 years of our journey of the care center, what we plan to do. So we would be definitely requiring financial support, some information resources going in, staff and community will be built up. Yakushima's Nature Center will be one of the key aspects to it. Activities that will take place is the co-creation of modules, relationship building with businesses, partners, different stakeholders, aligning them together and engaging the community in ecotourism. Then we do realize that relationships will formalize over a period of time. It will not happen immediately. It will take some time. We would be monitoring, evaluating the outcomes, the output, and try and get better change out there. The key outcomes would be multiple sectors will acknowledge that climate change is indeed a crisis and how we need to combat it. Some dialogue will initiate. Stakeholders will become more aware of why sustainability is important. Children and youth will feel empowered. Impact would be that stakeholders will opt for nature-based solutions and will support nature positivity to build a resilient, safer, and a sustainable planet.
And to wrap it up, why us? We are a cute little team of 4 people with deep experiences in climate communication and education. We all have artistic inclinations that lend themselves to creative and holistically anti-hegemonic perspectives concerning the climate crisis, which of course leads to innovation. And between us, we have global exposure and reach across 5 countries with a deep passion for this topic. So thank you very much for listening. And I hope you enjoyed our presentation of the Care Club.